Bluegills. Anglers will recognize the bluegills as one of the most popular gaming fish in North America, and it is frequently found in freshwater lakes and ponds. This relatively small fish, which rarely reaches length over 6 to 9 inches, has also been the subject of intense study by many wildlife biologists for its unusual mating habits. While similar to other fish in that the male cares for the offspring, the alpha male, which are larger than the females and other males, can never be sure that it is truly their own fry which they are raising, since there are others which try to circumvent the mating ritual and fertilize the eggs by deception. Comprising roughly 80% of the breeding population, large parental males distinguished by their size copper-colored bars across the top of their heads behind the eyes, and silvery blue breasts that may turn yellow or orange during the spawning season commonly manage bluegill reproduction. They do not reach sexual maturity until their 3rd or 4th year, and this delay allows them to direct their consumed food resources to developing a large body mass, which is advantageous for successfully defending their territory and fighting off predators, because these fish are colony spawners. Adult parental males will excavate plate-sized nests in groups of 20 or 30 called beddings by sweeping their tail fins across the sandy floor to make depressions. Then in the shallow water, the male circles the nest and makes grunting noises to attract one or more females. The male guards the newly deposited and fertilized eggs and continues to do so even after the hatch and the emergence of the fry until they are old enough to survive on their own. A small population, about 20% of bluegill males, do not wait until they are large enough to defend territory before entering the reproductive process. Cuckolds or sneakers divert most of their energy towards their gonads that produce milt, a secretion from their testes containing spermatozoa. As a result, they have invested in a procreative strategy requiring them to take advantage of nearby nests. Cuckolds are too meek to successfully attract a female fish on their own. They seek out a large parental male, hide in the weeds adjacent to the parental male's breeding grounds, and wait for a school of female fish to pass over. Once the female chooses a partner, she will tilt her body and release roughly 30 eggs in a motion referred to as a dip. Normally, the resident parental male would shower these eggs with his own milt. But before he has a chance to reach all of them, the diminutive cuckold will leave his safety zone and dart into the dangerous nest area to squirt his own milt towards toward the eggs, quickly returning to his point of origin without being caught. With this tactic, he hopes to fertilize as many of the eggs as possible before they settle into the hole, and will use his undersized body to advance with utmost agility. If fortunate enough to complete the task without encountering any significant harm, the cuckold will go on to stalk other parental male nests over the same season. The rapid dashing technique is limited to only 2 seasons, since its physical maturation while delayed, cannot be halted, resulting in a larger body with less agility, and so as to increase the likelihood of passing his genes onto the next generation. He develops a new method of mimicry to achieve his goal. An adult cuckold bluegill is still not as beefy as a parental male, and can easily be mistaken for a female of the species. As he ages, the cuckold will acquire similar markings which completely disguise him from parental males and allow him to easily slip into schools of female fish unnoticed. In this fashion, he will travel around the warm waters until a nearby female decides to spread her eggs downward toward an established nest, and the cuckold swoops down, maneuvers fairly close to the fallen eggs, and ejects his mate. If a good selection is fertilized with cuckold spermatozoa, then the fish has accomplished his reproductive duties. There is all alpha males. Deception is trickery. In paragraph 2, the author mentions grunting noises. To attract one or more. Emphasize one or more. Give an example. Show a way in which parental males draw the opposite sex. Spawning in paragraph 2. The largest males are the ones which are the most attractive to the females. Males arrange nests in advance before they lure females into their nests. Females show no preference when choosing a place. The largest males are the ones which are most attractive to the females. Wait, this is not true. Males arrange nests in advance before they lure females into their nests. So males show no preference when choosing. It's not no preference. The ability of the male to circle the nest. Fitness and raising fry. It's fitness and raising fry. Yeah, I think it's. Paragraph 3, the author implies that cuckolds first try to build a nest before are limited to a single note. Have much more effective means to enter this note. Begin at 10 Agility is like not carelessness, not multiplicity. Agility is more like with utmost agility, nimbleness, or I think it's nimbleness. I'm not sure. Not sure what nimbleness means. Which of the sentences below best expresses the essential information in the highlighted sentences in the text? If fortunate enough to complete the task without encountering any significant harm, the cuckold will go on to stalk other parental male nests over the same season. They eventually grow large enough to lure. Nope. They are always unsuccessful due to they have to trap. They must alter the method by which they sneak into the parental male's nest. Usually females have lighter colored scales, a prominent black spot on the hinge edges of their gill covers, and a second dark spot at the base of the rear section of their dorsal fins. The not here, an adult stomatus. Probably like here. Bluegill males are not homogeneous, but can be categorized by their mating strategies. Female bluegills make a series of dips into the nest produces by sneaking up on the nest. Of the other type of bluegill male, the swift dashing, it's not bluegill, it's like, oh it is. The swift dashing technique is not as successful as the mimic later employed. It's not as effective. Parental males use their matured body to defend the nest for mating. This true. And how they secure are their own because sure. It's so God. That's what brings me. Okay, so I just got the ones that I wasn't sure. Spawning in pair is gonna be B, obviously, because it was my second choice. But Y or something. I was just kind of confused because I wasn't sure if females came into their nest, but females like it's gonna be PDF. So this B there is a total of 3 passwords, so I'm just gonna do one more anyways. I mean, this one is pretty like, it's just not, I wasn't sure if it was into, and this one, the ability of the male to circle this nest shows its fitness in raising fry.